it's almost a sin for them to even wash dishes. The men cannot touch dishes. You can't. The men don't know how to wash their clothes, and there's a reason for that, because that's not their job. That's not their position. It's offensive for us as women to have a man washing his clothes when we're in the house. That is almost like fighting terms right there. Like, we're ready to like box at that point. Because why am I here if you're washing your clothes? No. No, Raul hasn't spoken in so long. I don't know if you wanna.
He was too busy picking upping.
Oh, that was him. Okay, I was like, who is having an exorcism? No, for
You're not
us,
supposed to share that, Kelly. That was supposed to be behind the scenes.
Everyone heard it.
Oh, you could
yeah,
hear me hiccuping?
Three
JR.
times.
But I don't know,
That
like
wasn't
when it
me.
comes
That was Sugar Mike show.
I want to share with you guys, for us culturally as well. For us, it's more like we just keep the kid next to us, and that's how you raise them. Really, just keep them next to you. Like for girls, I don't know if it is. I think it's like this in Latino houses too. That the girls do everything and the boys don't do a darn thing until they're like older, because the girls are the ones who are responsible for the home, the cooking, the everything, and the boys, they literally can just sit back and kick their feet up. But when dad comes home, Baba comes home, Bubba takes them for pretty much like man stuff. And then when he's out doing the man stuff, the boy is next to him doing those things, whether it be tending to the car, tending to the outside environment, tending to, we have a lot of things that the boys have to do, painting and all of that, the home and everything. Those are the things that we leave for the boys. But for the girls are always working. And one of the ways that we bring girls up, we have girls right now in the house. This is why I have perfect example right here, because we're raising them. One of the ways that we bring them up is to set an example. The women around the kids, we always wear long dresses and long skirts, and we even cover our hair. We're constantly on our feet, cooking, cleaning, doing something, so the girls can always know the women should be up and on their feet, not laying down and being lazy, especially when there's something to do. We are always very open to like neighbors coming in, so that also gives the child a sense of being having a good impression to the community, to the neighborhood, so the kid can understand how to serve other people. We have, I mean, this is how it is for us. I don't know how it is for others, but culturally, this is what we do. And as for money management, women are the ones who take care of the bills in the house, all the bills and the banking. The women take care of that. The men bring home the money. The women take care of the banking and the accounting. So, as a girl growing up with your mother, we're constantly seeing that, and we're constantly seeing our mother bake bread by scratch. So we know how to do it just by looking at Mama do it. One day, Mama will come home and say, "You know what, daughter, I don't feel like doing it. Go bring me the stuff that I need to make the bread, or go get the bread started. Go make the dough, and I'll bake it." So that's the way. That's the training. It's just training, and you don't even realize it because you think it's just normal day. But in truth, your mother is training you for when she's not there. You will be able to do it by yourself.
Have y'all ever noticed that we really that's the way you're supposed to do it? Absolutely, Ameera. And I think one of the Western no-nos that we do is that we do that thing where it's like, I want to give my child a life I never had. Well, that's an incomplete statement. Sure, you want to give them some things, but you're literally supposed to give them your whole life in addition to things they never had. So I think most people take that, whatever it meant in the beginning, now people take that as, well, even though my daughter's supposed to be in the kitchen with me learning how to cook, I really love that she can play and she got all these toys and stuff I never had. So she's building a dollhouse now. That's not a life skill. She's supposed to be in the kitchen with you. She's gonna have to take care of
Mm-hmm.
herself. If you want her to find a suitable mate in the future, that's damn near almost really a requirement, right? So, I think that's one of the no-nos that we do a lot. That no, you give your children everything. Forget all the luxury, save the luxury for later after they've learned those life lessons.
I agree with a lot of what Trigger Mike and Amira were saying. That's how I was raised. I know culturally that's not really how most Black families raise their children, but we were raised a lot like you just explained, and my father was a lot like what you described, Trigger Mike. It's almost like he wanted like voluntary mind control. Like, this is my house. These are my rules. You're going to do it this way. You can ask questions. I will give you the answer, but there is no questioning whether or not it's going to be done this way. Once, if you're under my house, under my roof, this is the way it's going to be. I remember there were certain things we weren't allowed to do. He said, you can do it once you leave my house. And it was not a question. And as far as like cooking and cleaning, it was required. We weren't allowed to sit around. My mom is cooking, come in here and learn how to make this. It wasn't even an option. Like, I was like, no, I'll sit back and watch it. No, this is how you make this. You have this dish tonight. You cook this dish. So me and all my sisters were in the kitchen all making something. Like, so now we can all cook. It wasn't even a question. You're cleaning. This is your chore. You master this chore. Next week, you switch. Your sister does this chore. So there was no
I think
questioning.
that's the right way to do it, though. I mean, you have to teach them that way.
Mhm.
I don't think there's a better way to do it. If the parents are doing it and they have survived. I mean, we're not all perfect gods here. We're human beings trying to exist. If your father and mother have created a home and you're living within it and they gave you life, why would you not learn from them? I don't see anything wrong with what your parents did, Kelly. I'm 100% on board.
I think a lot of parents are lazy these days. Like they're so busy out YOLOing, trying to live their best life and still trying to be a teenager instead of taking that responsibility. Now I have children, so it's their life that's more important. I have to pour into them. They're still, here's a tablet or a cell phone, and they go out and they party instead of pouring into everything that they know, everything they have, everything they became. They don't pour it into their child. Like there's so much wisdom that you can share with your children. And then like Kat said, you don't even have to make those mistakes because your parents can just tell you in advance. You can learn through wisdom versus experience. But a lot of people aren't doing that. They're like, you know what? Good luck. Mom's going to party. And that's just not the way you should do things. Once you have a child, you need to set your needs to the side and start pouring into this little creation.
And so many people have to go to YouTube now to like understand how to deep clean or understand how to do laundry or understand how to do things because they didn't have that training at home. You know, people are like, oh, I don't want to be stuck in this box. I don't want to be, but it's not about being stuck in a box. It's about knowing how to take care of yourself. And my family was always like, if you leave this house tomorrow, you're going to know how to cook. You're going to know how to feed yourself. You're going to know how to take care of your house. You're going to know how to take care of you, that you can present yourself in a professional way. And that's training that people, you know, a lot of people are paying for when you could have had that at home.
And when men say I have a wife that doesn't know how to cook, it's just like that happened. I hear that so much now. Oh, she doesn't cook. We order out a lot. She just doesn't even know. Oh, I wash my own clothes. Oh, why did you marry her? She can't do any of that stuff.
Kelly, you can't say that because then women will say, what am I, your maid? If you want a maid, you can go buy a maid or you can, rent a maid. I am your wife. So I've heard that many a time. I know my camera is freezing, guys. Let me know if the audio is messed up. I'll try to figure it out later. But you'll have women who say that, who say like, I'm not your maid. I'm your wife. And one thing that I want to talk to about that is like, you as a woman, in our culture, right? The men, it's almost a sin for them to even wash dishes. The men cannot touch dishes. You can't. The men don't know how to wash their clothes. And there's a reason for that. Because that's not their job. That's not their position. It's offensive for us as women to have a man washing his clothes when we're in the house. That is almost like fighting terms right there. Like we're ready to like box at that point. Because why am I here if you're washing your clothes? No. So, I mean, and when I don't mean to be mean to other Americans, but when I go to the Americans' houses, what their standard of clean is disgusting to us. Like their American standard of clean is not clean to us. Like because we pray in our homes, so our floors have to be of a certain standard. You know what I mean? And clutter and all of that. I've noticed that Americans love clutter. And they love this kind of, it feels homey to them, I think. It feels homey to have clutter and things all over the walls and things all over the countertops and all of that. But for us, that's seen as mess.
There's whole shows dedicated to that, Ameera. What is it called?
Hoarders.
I just wanted to say that, I wanted to say, because I have to go soon, that what I've noticed is that, and I'm going to say it as a country in general in the U.S., what I've noticed is they're just creating or trying to create generational wealth, and it's not the same as legacy. Legacy has generational health, because if you look it up, the terminology or the definition of legacy is not just money. It is also, kids don't inherit just money. They also inherit the qualities on how you earn the money, how you use the money, the stress, the selfishness, the greed. So you have to be prepared for that. You're just, what is the point of leaving your child with thousands of dollars if he doesn't know how to manage the money? How did you earn the money? You know, so people is just thinking like, I want to give this without teaching them how to earn it when they're on their own. That's true legacy.